Good morning, welcome to a review on Monday the 23rd of March. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Okay, looking at the euro dollar first, and as you see, obviously on Friday we ended up bouncing pretty much off the lows, almost off the lows of the previous day. At the moment we're seeing a consolidation of that move. Still got the weekly pivot just fractionally below us, which could be hit. There are plenty of sort of reversal bars here, but they're going both ways effectively. You've got shooting stars and you've got hammers, so certainly, as I say, consolidation phase at this point. Bigger trend remains down, so I would prefer that at the moment, but we could get all sorts happening. We do have Draghi speaking at 2 o'clock today, so we could get some price action when he starts speaking. Later on, he's due to testify on the monetary policy before the European Parliament, Economic and Monetary Affairs. He's most likely to say what he's already said, but it's whether or not anything else comes out from that. But certainly, well, we're seeing a little sort of double bottom here on the hourlies, which again, little hammer. Will it manage to push up? At the moment, really, in this hourly sort of movement, you would be forgiven to be thinking, well, are we not sort of heading potentially upwards? Well, I think it's very difficult in terms of the overall pattern and price action, what's going on here, and I'd probably err towards the downside at the moment, purely because the sort of daily pattern, ignoring everything else, just looking at price action itself. However, if it does start breaking above the, there's a bit of a trend line going across from this morning. If it starts breaking above there, perhaps if there's some momentum with the move, I'll be looking for the longs. And I mean, we're above the daily pivot. We could run up to the daily R1 area, back into Friday's sort of. I'd say Fridays. It's just from about Friday's highs there, from the 12 o'clock session, or 1 o'clock session rather. Okay, so that's where we sit there at the moment. So erring towards more consolidation, maybe a bit more downside with the weekly pivot just below us. Pound dollar, this has still got a bit more movement to the downside potential as well. As we look at the moment, it's just sort of done a stick sandwich. Now, if it was to move and get a shove on the upside, it has just sort of or it is just looking like it's finding maybe some support off the 4 hourly 8 now lower bands here. That may just hold it still. Say if we do get a bounce, well, that may just come with the daily pivot. Now we've already hit the weekly pivot there, so probably not a chance of that being hit. Let me just check. Sorry, I said the euro pivot. Yeah, the euro pivot definitely below, so that's okay. Phew, just checking. Sometimes you see these things and you see last week's weekly pivot, but it's okay, that's fine. So possible a little bit more downside on cable, but again, for me to be looking for the longs, I'd rather see a break of this sort of descending trend line, and then look then. So the bigger picture, of course, remains more to the downside than to the upside. Okay, that's looking then at the dollar yen, and again, bigger picture with the higher lows, etc., or higher highs, erring towards the upper side. We have got the daily pivot above us here. Sorry, the weekly pivot above us here. Beg your pardon. And and the daily, so got both pivots above us here. So I think this is a little bit easier in terms of going with the sort of the bigger trend. So a break of this trend line could just see us running up towards that daily. So that's where we sit at the moment on that. Okay, dollar yen. Let's have a look at the Aussie dollar finally. Aussie dollar's had a bit of a continuation move really through the Asian session, running into the daily 50. Now let's see if we get a reaction off that. It's not quite double tops here, but it's in that sort of area. This could see us coming back down towards, again, we've got the weekly pivot below us, it's at 0.77 there. We've got daily pivot below us around about the same region. At the moment, we're just a shade off of the daily R1. Now, you could draw this in many different ways, but you could just be looking for a straightforward break of the Asian session lows and take that as a sell point back to the daily pivot. It's got a reasonable chance of being hit, so there's certainly a possibility of that at some point. Earning stronger than maybe some of the currencies here, and the fact that it's already run up this morning, but it's run through its own session, if you like. So we'll see how that runs out. But I haven't really got the momentum and etc. will be more positive to the upper side here. Although saying that it's faded more recently. Actually, it's not a lot of strength to this move when you look at it from that perspective. And the RSI itself, has diverged earlier on in through that early part of the Asian session through Sunday evening, but pushed back up, and that's broken that divergence. So we've got to ignore that from these 2 points. So no actual divergence there, but as I say, they've certainly got the draw to the downside there. Right, okay, so as I said earlier, the only data really relevant today sits with the ECB President's speech, or testifying at 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's little else really that which should really move the market too much there. Okay, have a great one. Bye for now.